Hi there and welcome again. My name is David, and again over the next few minutes we're going to go through of how to get the best speed out of creating a blast. So you want to be able to do these blasts fast and furious, and that they want to be a lot of fun to create and not hard work and grind. So here's some simple tips, some little techniques, some little tricks that will help you to actually achieve that, making your writing experience so much better while you can make some more money. Isn't that great? First of all, you're going to have to start off with a seed article. Now, you could write from scratch and spin it as you go, but to be honest, most people's brains don't work that way. We strongly suggest you write a seed article, which is a proper, correct English article. And it should be around 320 words so that you're not going to fall short of the 300-word minimum for any of your rewrites. The first thing you're going to have to do basically is sort out your title. You need 3 versions of that title before you start spinning it. So you probably want to pick up a couple of more. You'll notice that they're in title case. And my recommendation is to manually spin this because it's so easy to do. There's the left bracket, there's the right bracket, pipe character, delete, come along here, pipe character, delete. There's our 3 versions of our title already done. Next is basically to get the 3 versions of the paragraph. So this one here has not been rewritten. I've organized things in advance, and this is 3 versions here. So if I was to actually rewrite this one, I'd put my left curly brackets, I'd put my pipe, taking note that I've actually left a full stop there. That means on every paragraph now I must put the full stop. Yeah? Otherwise, the full stop, if there's one, it will go outside the last curly bracket. So I tend to keep it inside. And now I can do the blah 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 blah, rewrite that, blah 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 blah, full stop, pipe character, no space there. Whoa, I'm putting the space back in, so see how bad habits come in here. No space, otherwise you'll have a space, blank space at the beginning of your paragraph. I need a what? Yes, full stop, close my curly bracket, I'm done. Now, I have a couple of challenges here because I don't know the length of these 2 different things. Now I can see visually that's long, that's shorter, and that's shorter still. So obviously visually I can see that I'm going to have to do a bit more work in here. Here's a little tip. Use Microsoft Word. I'll just go over to Microsoft Word. I've got it loaded here. There's your sentences. So if I select that down here using the status bar, it tells me that I got 50 words, which is great. If I select this one, it's going to tell me I've got 51 words, so pretty cool, but I might not have enough characters. So even though it's based on words, we still need to check the length of characters. So if I come down here and right mouse click, whoops, just click that, not right mouse click it, it'll tell me the number of characters 257. Let me just go back to the first one and click that once, it'll tell me it's 242. So I'm better off on it. 257, I'm doing good. The last one, as I can see visually, no problem, it's a lot more, so I don't even need to bother checking that. So there's a little tip. Now in Microsoft Word, if you don't have this visible, right mouse click it down here. Notice I'm not clicking on any of these. And you can see there's the word count. If I take it off, it's disappeared. If I put it back on, it's there. So that's right mouse clicking down here on the status bar in Microsoft. Now this is Microsoft 2007, so I'm presuming the same thing as for the other versions. So now I can quickly check that my length is correct before I actually have to put it through the validator, which could reject it because of incorrect lengthing. So if I come back into here now, that's the quick way of actually doing that. I'm working in Microsoft Word. So there's my 3 paragraphs, already pre-spun. I've put my brackets in, and this is before I go into the wizard. And there's one already done, and obviously I'm going to fix up this one, and this one, and this one. And remember, we need a minimum of 5 paragraphs, with the addition of this one making a 6th paragraph, this being the special paragraph. It's got square brackets. And remember, it is not spun, only synonym spinning. But what we do have to make sure is that all the 3 keywords that we're given actually are in here. There's 1, there's 2, and there's the 3rd one over here. And we're given those. You're given those when you actually get the task. And when you put it into the validator, it asks for those and it checks that they're there within this square bracket special paragraph. Remember this square bracket special paragraph. Go anywhere after paragraph 1. Anywhere you like. And basically it must include all 3. If you can't fit all 3 keywords into one sentence, just create another sentence. It's not a big deal. And remember, no paragraph spinning in here, and no spinning of the keywords. So the keywords must be unspun. We basically reprogrammed this and actually put hyperlinks in here. So that's what we do later on after we've received back your finished work. So you can see those little tips are going to save you a tremendous amount of time. If I do Control A, Control C, which is the shortcut, and bring it into the Magical Article Rewriter now, we can see the color coding is already set up here. I'm going to delete that because it's a bit of rubbish. You'll notice that we have to have a space line between each one that is crucial to the final output. And now up here, we can start to actually synonym spin. So I start at the left and I can check, select here and do that, hit the button, and it's not giving me any options, yeah? Tranquil. Now, as we know, if I double click it, I have a problem, it will create the space. Here's a little tip to speed things up. Hold the shift key down, hit the back arrow key. Did you notice I come back one character? Now I will retain the space at the end. So if you get into that habit, that's a big tip, so that you don't end up with missing spaces, because that will merge two words together and obviously will fail any grammar and validator checks for spelling. So, capturing the bride's tranquil moments, well, peaceful, there we go, before the wedding. So double click, in this time it hasn't picked it up, before the big event. There we go, Yahoo! Being smart, I've got the space, so shift backspace. Being wise, being shrewd, being clever, yeah, with your bridal photography. Being shrewd, being wise, being intelligent. There we go, so it works with your bridal photography. Double click, hit the backspace with your wedding photography. Okay. Why many? Why a lot of? Now look at the problem that's been created here, guys. Remember, it's supposed to be in case. So we have to come in here now. It's got to be in title case. A lot of. So if you do this, remember you need to put the title case back in. People do their bridal photography. And we can put in here photos. Insert. The bridal photo is before the wedding day. Okay, so we've finished that section. We can close it down because we know that F1 will bring it back, because over here it shows us F1. Now, the validator that we have will check that you have actually synonym spun a minimum spin every 10 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So within this here, you actually have to do a synonym spin. If you don't, the validator will reject your spun as not being spun enough. The session, so I've got that, do that one, function F1 because I've closed it down, so I put it down here, the gambling, so there's nothing here that's useful. The session for bridal photography, well, there's my first spun, very easy. Wedding, yeah, marriage photography, honeymoon. So marriage is not good. So you can see I'm thinking out loud here, so you get an idea of the thinking process as you write. You have to read it out loud and as you go. The session for wedding photography, wedding photos. Photos is okay. Can be held weeks before the wedding, or merely, so it's a good one, or just hours before the event proper. Yeah. Because of this, the hectic schedule, the frenzied, they're excited, they're confused, they're chaotic, they're wild, the frenzied schedule, that's a good word. Frantic is good. Schedule. Timetable is great. There are many women who prefer, get rid of the space, who favor. Now I see I've made a mistake. There are women who favor to have the bridal photography session. That's not good English, so I've made a mistake, so I just clicked that off. Who have a preference, yeah, who have a preference to have the bridal photography session on the same day. What else can we put in there? Who fancy, who desire, who choose. Yeah, obvious. So you can see we have to do it, so we've got to speak out loud. If you don't, I actually would encourage you to speak out loud, obviously in a private room. I'm in a private room right now, nobody can hear me. And instead of actually doing it silent, it will help you to actually spin quicker. So there's a little tip. And obviously you go through now and actually spin these. A word of warning, don't go back in here and start to spin this, because you actually create what's called a third level spin. Can you see the double brackets? We actually don't want that. So make sure you don't do third level spinning by mistake. Otherwise it will get rejected, because our system will not allow and accept third level spin. Even though it's great, it produces far more better results, but our system cannot process it, unfortunately. So there's some great tips, and That will get you going so much faster. And as you can see over here with Spun is 16%. It's okay, but it's nowhere near where it should be. Google's spinning content is 30% minimum. We like it around 50 to 60% because we will issue thousands of these in some cases to many different sites. So we like to have a lot of unique content. So that gives you a good idea of how to do things fast and get things going so that it keeps the fun, keeps the joy and everything that you do with the writing. And that you started with an initial seed. So your passion for writing is just there, all your research is all done, and then all you have to do is come up with some paragraph rewrites. And that's usually not too difficult. And we suggest that you don't do that inside the Spin article. Remember the big suggestion that you actually do that inside your text editor and text editor, because it's easier for you to see, it's easier to grammar check, it's easier to spelling check. Because once you bring it into the actual tool, you have a problem in the sense that it's not as easy to see, and there's all these spins and all these brackets and all the color codes. So there's some recommendations that will get you going a long way, and we wish you a lot of luck. So again, my name is David. Thank you, and I appreciate you working with us. Thank you. Bye-bye.